Hi guys, Team Duelist Line 671 coming at you for an updated deck tutorial for the Slifer Dark Magician deck profile. Not only that, I took this to the locals. I managed to get second place. Who topped with me was first place Sword Souls and third and fourth Kashtiras. I did not challenge Kashtiras today, they just managed to top with me. My record today was 3 wins, 1 loss, but I did manage to challenge a few other decks and give them a run for their money. But without further ado guys, let's go and get started in the deck tutorial. I start off as always with a brief deck profile, and again, if you guys want to see all the card effects in detail, I would recommend watching the deck profile first and then going back to this one. But if you're here for the tutorial, then by all means, feel free to join me. As always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell and become a part of the notification squad. So let's get straight into this. First, the brief deck profile. 3 Dark Magician, 3 Magician's Rod, 3 Magician's Souls, 2 Illusion of Chaos, 1 copy of Dark Magician Girl, 1 copy of Apprentice Illusion Magician, 1 copy of Palladium Oracle Mahad, 1 copy of Timaeus the United Dragon. For the main monster lineup for the Dark Magician engine. And then Behold the Egyptian God, Slifer the Sky Dragon. 2. So that's the monster lineup. For the spell lineup, 3 copies of Preparation of Rites. Sending this up guys, so if you want to take a screenshot by all means. 3 copies of True Name, main way to bring out Slifer. Works so well with this deck. 3 copies of Dark Magicals. 2 copies of Dark Magical Circle. 2 copies of Soul Servant. 1 copy of Secrets of the Dark Magic. It's a secret. Kidding. Dark Magic Attack. Magician's Salvation. Then for the generic spells, well that's generic, but yeah, you know what I mean. The other generic spells, 1 copy of Terraforming to search out the Salvation and the Secret Village of the Spellcasters when we side into it. We're siding into that now. When I'm main boarding instead, I'll show you. Magicalized Fusion, Foolish Burial, Monster Reborn for the Shenanigans Revived Sky God. I'll show you guys how to do that later. And 2 copies of Forbidden Droplet to help send Slifer to the graveyard or revive Sky God. Certain cards you need in the graveyard, you can send Forbidden Droplet while shutting down the opponent's monsters. I challenged Despia. They really brought out one heck of an engine, like a board, and this helped me to negate those effects and actually play Yu-Gi-Oh! Anyways, to continue, the traps, 2 copies of Eternal Soul, and 3 copies of Revived Sky God, the MVP of the deck. Quick review of what this does. Activate this card and special summon the Slifer from your graveyard. And then both you and the opponent draws until you have 6 cards. Pretty much Card of Sanctity. Also, you could banish this from your graveyard to place a Monster Reborn from your deck or a graveyard on top of the deck. And if you have a Divine Monster in your graveyard, you draw a card. Very devastating effect. Then for the extra deck, we have IP Masquerena for those combos. Dark for some Link Summon combos. Unicorn, almost every deck plays a Dark Monster now, so you almost guaranteed to use this effect. 1 copy of Selene, 1 copy of Appaloosa, 1 copy of Midnight, because I prefer this one. Relinquish Anima, because this helps steal games. Well, Chalice Dragon, just for that extra target. I'll show you how to use them later, so you can bring out Dragoon or Dragonite easier. That's it for the links. For the Exceeds, just the number 11 Big Eye. 1 copy of Quintet, because it's just that good. Master of Chaos, also that good. The Dark Magicians, Artemis, Red Eye Star Dragoon, and Dark Magician the Dragon Knight for your standard lineup for fusions and exceeds. The side deck, quite simple. Oops, we forgot one Link monster, sorry. Artemis, it's just for that generic Link. You don't really use her for the ability here because her ability only works for Magistus. So for the extra deck, for the side deck, Sphere mode against Kosh-Tiers, against Sword Souls, you name it, and it's easily searchable in here. So you can side it and you can easily search your true name. Nibiru, same reasons. Ash Blossom for every deck really. Ghost Sister to help you win games by getting more life points during the tournament. Secret Village, we're now siding when we're know for sure going first and the opponent's playing like a deck that is heavily based on spells like Runics and Despia. Lightning Storm, because it's just a good card. Call by the Grave, it's a combo deck, so you want to side into that. Not every deck plays hand traps or would want to play stuff that would, you know, be of importance in the graveyard. So I just side into it. Also doesn't stop every hand trap, so kind of overlooked. Infinite Impermanence, because of course this doesn't stop Impermanence or Gamma. But this one's the true hand trap for me. Activate from your hand and just like negate stuff. I guess that's the timer for the deck tutorial. So without further ado guys, let's go and show you some deck combos and tutorials. Sorry, I'm doing laundry. Okay, so on Power Shuffle, let me go and tell you about my matchups while I'm doing this, guys. I went up against Despia. It was a hard battle, but I managed to get as much resources as them and bust out Dragon Knight and Dragoon. I went up against Salmon Greats. First time I got to activate the Fetter Revised Sky God and then bust out Slifer. It's still formidable because they have like so many option plays and they have like that daily OTK with access code and update jammer. It was insane. Managed to just keep up with them enough. But anyways, I only was not able to beat Sword Souls because the deck could power through negates. It's like nobody's business. They power through like 4 negates. I'm like, holy crud. So let's go and show you a few ideal hands. So let me show you how you use Revised Sky God. So you want this in your hand as much as you can. Maybe this one with True Name. You want to see at least either Illusion or Preparation, either one, mostly Prep. Then you want to see that one. Then let's just throw in the Magician's Souls. Okay, so you're going first. You'll want to activate Preparation of Rites to bait out like Ash or anything. Even if the Ash that you can still do like option plays. So we'll search for Illusion Chaos, but I'm not showing this tutorial to show you how to power through hand traps. It's just to show you the combos really. But this deck can power through hand traps if they really wanted to. Okay, and then you go ahead and activate Illusion of Chaos. This one's going to search for the Timaeus the United Dragon. Then you place 1 card on top of the deck. So I'm going to show you how to bring out Slifer, and I'm going to show you how to use Dark Magician the Dragon Knight in here. So first, True Name. Declare Illusion of Chaos. I'm correct. So behold the Egyptian god. Slifer the Sky Dragon. He's out on the field already. Since he's special summoned, he has to be sent to the graveyard at the end phase, but you still have things to do with him right now. So we'll do Illusion of Chaos, because he's that important. Sending Dark Magician to the graveyard. Then send him from your hand to the graveyard to special summon Dark Magician, or you could just summon himself. Then you normal summon Magician's Rod. Activate the effect. You will want to put either Eternal Soul or Magician Salvation on top. I would say Salvation so you could do some extension plays. Activate Salvation, jailbreak your Eternal Soul from the deck, and then set it, and forget it. Don't forget it. Kidding. So you want to bring out Timaeus either by sending Illusion of Chaos to the graveyard or even your Magician's Salvation since you don't need it as much. Bring out Timaeus, then if you use his ability to fuse these two to bring out Dark Magician, the Dragon Knight. Boom. Then you link this one away and go into Artemis, the Magistus. So she's just a generic Gomling monster that will, and how to use her I'll show you in a little bit. You say your Revive Sky God of your Eternal Soul. So Slifer goes to the graveyard, but that's perfectly fine. So draw phase, you activate Eternal Soul. So this is how you use Dragon Knight. You combo him with Eternal Soul. Eternal Soul has it where he's unaffected by card effects because he's also counts as Dark Magician while in the field in the graveyard. And this dude protects your spells and traps from being targeted or destroyed by card effects. So he protects the Eternal Soul while the Eternal Soul is protecting him. So you can make literally a Dark Magician God out of him. And since you activate a spell or trap, you can use the effect of Magician's Rod. You tribute your generic spellcaster to return this to your hand. Simple magic trick. That way you have 2 cards in your hand already. Or you can hold off for now because you want to activate something else. So let's say they activate Reinforcement in the army. They're down to 5 cards. You activate your Revive Sky God. Bring out Slifer the Sky Dragon, doesn't target. Then you draw until you have 6 cards. So you have 1 right now. So you draw 5, 3, 4, and 5. So you have 6 cards now. You have a shooter on the field already, and you have a guy that's unaffected by card effects. And then you can use the effect of Rod, activate, tributing Artemis to add to your hand. Slifer's much bigger now. So that's how you mainly bring out Slifer. So I'm showing you guys how to use Slifer in this deck and how to use Dragon Knight. So you literally have 2 gods on the field. Then end phase, Slifer does go to the graveyard, but then you can also activate this during the end phase. Revive Sky God, you banish. Then you place 1 Dark Magician, not Dark Magician, Monster Reborn on top of your deck. But because you have a Divine Monster in your graveyard, you instead will place you would also draw a card. My apologies. So place the Monster Reborn from your deck or graveyard on top of the deck, then you draw a card. Then your turn, you start, you draw, and let's see. You could go ahead and activate Monster Reborn, target Slifer, and that's already game. Because you have like 8 cards in your hand. So, yep, that's 1 combo you do. 2 combos actually, really. Okay, another combo I'll show you guys is how to summon Red Eye Star Dragoon really in this deck. So 1 combo you could do, let's say you're going first. Let's say you have Prep in your hand again. This one, the Dark Magician prior to your hand already. Rod, and Dark Magical Circle. So let's say you're going first. You draw a card. Apprentice. Okay, that works. So let's say this out. We activate Preparation of Rites to bait out any hand traps whatsoever, yada yada. You place Illusion and Chaos in your hand. Then you're gonna go ahead and activate Illusion. Let's go ahead and search for any monster really. Let's search for Timaeus just for the sake of it. Place this on top. activate your normal summon Magician's Rod. You search for Soul Servant. Okay, so I'll go and first show you the combo of Soul Servant and Dark Magical Circle. You first activate Dark Magical Circle, then you chain on top Soul Servant. You place one spell trap that mentions Dark, or any card that mentions Dark Magician on top of the deck, even Dark Magician himself. So you'll want to place the Secrets of Dark Magic on top for this specific combo. Then just in time for Dark Magical Circle to kick in. Okay. You add this to your hand, you place it on top in any order. I'll say it this way. True name on top. Then from here, well, it doesn't really matter really. So from here you activate Magician Souls. You go and send Dark Magician to the graveyard, boom. And then you use the effect to summon him from the graveyard, boom. Okay, so what happens now is you link Dark Magician. Well, you could of course use the effect to banish a card in the field, that's okay. And then you link into Imduk, World Child's Guard Dragon. What we do with this too is that we're gonna go ahead and infuse with Secrets of the Dark Magic. So we're gonna fuse Dark Magician from our hand and Imduk to summon the Red-Eyed Star Dragoon. So that's one way you could do it. Or let's rewind a little bit. This is in our hand. You can also use the effect of Timaeus. Go and send this to the graveyard. Summon Timaeus. You send any spellcaster or any spell and trap that mentions Dark Magician to your hand or face of the field to the graveyard to special summon this guy. Then he has this ability. You could fuse for any monster involving a spellcast. That includes a spellcaster as material. So fusing these two into Red-Eyed Star Dragoon. That's another way you bring out Dragoon in this deck. And it's very devastating. Or, since you already have these out on the field, let's say you also have you just so happen to also have in your hand Magical Ice Fusion, because maybe the opponent activated one Day of Peace, but just another scenario, if that's okay with you guys. So you could use your Secrets of the Dark Magic to fuse these two into Dark Magician the Dragon Knight, because he can't use Magical Ice Fusion to bring him out because he's a dragon. Don't forget that. There goes the roosters. Magical Ice Fusion, fusing between Dark Magician and Timaeus in the graveyard. So this is another way you could bring out Red-Eyed Star Dragoon. Boom. There you go. And that's how you turbo out Dragoon in this deck. If you prefer to run a second one, this doesn't have to be Dragonite. You could go into another Dragoon. But I prefer to just play one Dragoon. So Anaconda may be a good card, guys, but that was just the icing on the cake. You could still bust out Dragoon in this deck like nobody's business. Those who say otherwise, you could just say, I think not. Because this deck specializes in bringing out Dragoon. You don't need Anaconda, and in my opinion, Anaconda just was just icing on the cake. But you still have the cake, man. You could just add different icing. Kidding. Another combo I could show you guys is with, let's say, I know it's always these two, but you at least want to see one of these in your hand. So another combo I'll show you. And let's throw in Dark Magician. I'll show you guys how to use IP. Actually, let's go and do the revised Sky God combo. So maybe Let's say we just drew into this one. So the ideal hand is these again. Okay, let's go and get started. So we have Revised Sky God again. Normal Summon Magician's Rod. Search. Soul Servant. Activate Dark Magical Circle. Soul Servant on top. This time we'll place the Magician's Salvation. Then the effect will kick in just in time. 1, 2, 3. Add this to your hand. You're gonna go ahead and activate the true name, Dark Magician, correct? Special summon your god, Slifer the Sky Dragon, the executive producer. I'm kidding. Then from here, you could activate and jailbreak the Eternal Soul. Then you could go and activate Illusion of Chaos. So you could add to your hand. You could go and add the Timaeus. So you could go into Dark Dragoon. We could go and do that. You want to bring out either Dark Dragoon or Dragon Knight as much as you can. So place this on top. Let's go and send this one to the graveyard to summon Timaeus. Then we're going to go and fuse with Timaeus and Dark Magician to go into Dragon Knight. That way you have protection for your back row as well. You say your Revised Sky God. Then we could also link into these two, into Masquerena, if you don't want to just do the Artemis play. Okay, so opponent's turn, you know the drill. Just to show you guys again, Eternal Soul, unaffected. They activate their first search card like Rhoda, Revised Sky God, boom. Draw until you have 6. Oh yeah. Then you have a 6,000 defender. You could do so many things. You could shoot, and then you could use Eternal Soul, bring out Dark Magician, use Magical Circle to banish. And if they have more stuff, you could Donkey Kong. You could link into Nightmare Unicorn. And then shuffle card to their field to the deck. So you discard a card, let's say discard Dark Magician. Oh, and that's okay. So Slifer's still on the field. And phase, he goes to the graveyard, but then once again, Revised Sky God, banish. Place Monster Reborn from your deck or your hand on top of your deck. So Monster Reborn on top of the deck, and since you have Divine Monster in your graveyard, you draw a card. And then your turn, draw. You already have a big beater on the field. You could use Monster Reborn for anyone really, but you could just bring out Slifer. Then you could use Eternal Soul to bring out Dark Magician, banish, yada yada. And this guy's already 6,000, so that's game. And just to show you guys how to also use Masquerena as an option play. So I went ahead and show you guys the combo again, guys, so you have it jam-packed. I show you how to bring out Slifer, how to bring out Dragon Knight with Eternal Soul, how to turbo out Dragoon. You can even play a second one if you really want to. You could take out the Mech Knight if you want and play a second Dragoon. And you still have your Appaloosa play. Appaloosa is just a given how you do that. You just bring out like a bunch of monsters really, and then go into IP and then go into Appaloosa. And anyways guys, the rest of the combos are pretty straight up because they're like generic monsters like Appaloosa or Celine. We all know how to use Celine by now. She's not only played in Dark Magician, But I just want to show you guys mainly how to bring out the Revived Sky God play and Dragon Knight and the Turbo Out Dragoon, and how to do the Masquerena play. And Masquerena calls to bring out Appaloosa and Celine if you really wanted to. So that's another way you could bring out those two. So anyways, guys, this is the deck profile for Slifer Dark Magician. I did make second place in here, and I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the combos, not to gloat or to get validation, but just to show you guys that God cards are getting there. They're getting good support. The new support allowed me to make second place in terms today, and I'm telling you guys, they're getting some more of the God cards, and it's a much appreciated support that we've been waiting for so patiently. So anyways, guys, I gotta head to bed. Thank you so much for watching. As always, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell, and be part of the notification squad. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Happy March, and I'll see you around, guys.